Can we honestly stop the Goku hate? It's so obviously forced, it's crazy.
So let me get this straight. You firmly believe that Goku should not come back for so much as a day or two, let alone a week, at most. Once a year, if that.
No, because he has to train. Would he want to come back? Yes. Should he come back? No. He shouldn't come back because he is a danger to everyone. And let's say there is a new enemy. Let's say a slight amount of strength difference would have, allowed Goku to win. If Goku spent that day that you're talking about with Whis instead of on Earth, he would have won. There are these possibilities you have to consider. And these aren't just possibilities, they are probabilities. Think about the term into power. If Goku was just slightly weaker than he was, he would have lost. Everyone would have lost. If Vegeta was just slightly weaker, they would have lost as well. During the Moro arc, if Goku was weaker as well, again he would have lost. In any of these arcs that we can see, he would lose. And we also see within Dragon Ball Super that they do return home sometimes.
To see his fucking kids, because, oh, a bad guy could show up right fucking then. Firstly, wouldn't it be better to have Goku around if that?
No, not at all. And they do go back to Earth occasionally. Like such as when Beerus and Whis make trips to the Earth, Goku and Vegeta follow along with them. They do this all the time. But not only that, it's better to have them train on Whis' planet where things are more readily available. Well, yes, Whis can make new things out of just thin air. He can still have things on hand in the physical world.
Does happen. Secondly, the odds of that are so astronomically slim, it's basically fucking zero.
This isn't true in the slightest. The way we can determine possibilities and probabilities is through patterns, right? And Goku has seen a pattern where when he is there, bad guys show up. When he isn't there, bad guys don't show up. Take the 7-year gap between Android or Cell Saga and Buu Saga. He wasn't on Earth, nothing bad happened. He came on Earth once, coincidentally, an evil person appears and a bad guy tries to destroy Earth or tries to take over Earth or whatever. So there is a pattern, and he is just recognizing this pattern. Goku attracts evil, so it's safer for him not to be on Earth.
And don't bring up Boo, because the same shit happened in Future Trunks' timeline when Goku wasn't there. So that's an inevitable thing. That doesn't happen because Goku's there.
Really, that doesn't matter. There's still a pattern that Goku recognizes. This isn't something that we recognize. It's something that Goku recognizes, so he makes this choice. Goku doesn't know about Boo showing up on Earth in his timeline. He doesn't know about that. So obviously, he's just recognizing the pattern from his own timeline. Almost every major evil that has come to Earth is because of him. Frieza, Cell, androids. The Piccolo, bit of an exception, but his friend died, Krillin, died because he was holding onto the 4-star Dragon Ball. A lot of the deaths were caused because Goku was there.
Okay, so y'all can't understand what he's saying because most of y'all probably don't fucking speak Spanish. But he's basically saying that me comparing Goku staying dead for 7 fucking years after being killed by Cell, by choice, could have gotten button back with his
A choice that benefited everybody.
I was pointing that out. There is literally nothing stopping him from getting wished back, even for a temporary amount of time. At any point, he could do that. You can do that with the Dragon Balls. You can bring somebody back for a limited amount of time. They could have very well done that with the fucking Dragon Balls. If Fortune Teller fucking Baba can do it for a day, I'm sure the Eternal fucking Dragon can do it.
We can't, and I'll explain why. So what giving temporary life is just putting the soul back in your body. That's how Shenron uses his powers to revive people, right? He puts the soul back in their physical body. This is why when Frieza was revived within Super, he was still cut up to pieces. He wasn't regenerated. But not only that, he can't kill Goku. He would have to then take Goku's soul out of his body and then put it back in the other world, which is beyond his power since Goku is beyond his power.
Speaking of Fortune Teller Baba, oh, you know what? First I'm going to get to your point, and then I'll bring up what I was going to say about Fortune Teller Baba. This person was basically saying that it's not fair for me to compare Goku dying to save the Earth and leaving his kids behind as him being a bad dad. That's like a mother giving birth to a child and then dying in childbirth and calling her a bad mom. It's not even remotely the fucking same. Don't ever fucking compare that. That's the stupidest fucking thing I've ever heard. A mother doesn't have a goddamn choice to come back. Goku did. What? And you know what? I will entertain the argument that Goku didn't very well. You know who regularly visits the fucking otherworld? fortune teller Baba.
Your entire argument relies upon there being no context. As I and many other people have stated before, he chose to be dead for the safety of the earth. Because whenever he is alive, there's evil on earth. So if he isn't alive, there would be no evil on earth. We even visibly see this be the case.
You know what she could do? Take a letter from Goku, even just, even if it's just like, hey, you think you can tell everybody down on Earth that I'm doing okay? And I miss them? You know, like my kids?
I mean, he did send telepathic messages from King Kai to Earth. So, I mean, he kind of did send the messages. And even during the end of the Cell Saga, he nodded, Gohan off. But he wants Gohan to become independent. He doesn't want Gohan to be dependent on him. That's not a thing that a father or any good father will want.
Would that really be so fucking difficult? Or how about with King Kai? You're telling me you can't fucking use King Kai as a goddamn phone? Just say, hi everybody, I can't talk long. King Kai's pretty pissed at me right now for blowing up this fucking planet. I dare somebody to try and refute the basic logic I'm applying here. Because, I'm not seeing a flaw with my logic at all, not even a little bit.
I don't know how you're filming a video if you're blind, but yeah, we can continue this topic on live. I'm going to continue debunking the videos you've made.
This video's gonna be pretty fucking long, so bear with me. One, he only gave Cell the sense of being to awaken Gohan's full potential. Interesting. Doesn't matter. The action of handing a literal fucking monster threatening to blow up the fucking planet while your son is fighting him, whether you think your son can do it or not, you do not do the one thing that could fuck over the chance of that happening.
Yeah, this is giving I haven't watched Dragon Ball Z vibes. So, couple of things. A action cannot be morally justifiable or morally permissible without the context behind the action, generally speaking, unless it's in a vacuum, of course. But yeah, the context here would have justification for it being morally permissible and a good thing for a father to do. And he didn't fuck over his chance of beating Cell. He gave him the chance of beating Cell. Cause let's say, I'm Cell right now, right? Oh, Gohan's beating my ass in Super Saiyan 1. Cause Goku didn't give me a senzu bean. I'm angry. Planet go boom boom.
That's being a bad dad. He's believing in his son, actively fucking amping the guy who's going to beat the shit out of his son. Is being a good dad? Dumb.
Literal only way to beat Cell, by the way.
So wait. Just a little bit longer.
For what? For Gohan to get killed? For Cell to rip him to pieces while we watch?
Wait until he has no choice. And then, right when Gohan is backed into a corner with no way out, he'll awaken his furious inner strength. And when that happens, you watch. Gohan will break Cell down once and for all.
Fucking dumb. I don't give a single fuck how much you believe in your kid. That action is nothing but sheer fucking stupidity and bad parenting.
Yeah, I'm just gonna give a abridged version of your argument that just summarizes your argument here. Yes, let's ignore the context of why he did it, so it looks like a bad thing. Let's put it in a vacuum, so it looks like a bad thing. Yes, let's do that.
This is one of the times where I'm gonna fucking agree with Chi-Chi, dude. 2, he saved Gohan after Cell was about to self-destruct. That was Dude, he saved the Earth. He would have done that whether Gohan was there or not. He didn't do it for Gohan.
Doesn't matter, he still sacrificed himself to save Earth and Gohan, right? If it was just Gohan on that planet, like a random planet, he would have done it. Any day, any hour of the day, any second of the day, he would have done it. He's done it before. Yes, let's say, oh, yeah, he did this thing, but there are other people, so it doesn't matter.
Don't fucking lump that in like it's a fatherly act.
Yeah, it was a fatherly act because he had to go and pick up his son's mess for him. If my son gets into trouble and now I have to save him and my family, that's still a fatherly thing to do because I am cleaning up my son's mess. It's a father's responsibility to do so, and he was fulfilling it. Ergo, it's a fatherly thing to do.
It's being a good person, not a good dad. Unless he directly said to Gohan's face, "This is for you, son." You can't
He doesn't have to.
just assume that he did it purely for Gohan. Especially when all of Goku's fucking friends were right there as well.
Nobody argues he did it purely for Gohan, but he was still doing a fatherly act, whether it was purely for Gohan or not.
Now I will give you this. Goku coaching Gohan from the other world, that was fatherly fucking advice. That was being a good dad. So right now you're 1 for 2. 3 in the BoJack movie, and we're done. Okay. That's not canon.
So, he kind of clarified, while non-canon, it still showcases like Goku's character. So it doesn't matter whether it's non-canon or not, because this is still a in-character thing for Gohan or Goku to do, to sacrifice himself or to even break the laws of the world just to save his son. That's something that he would do.
That never happened. You can't just use something that never actually happened in canon as an example to support your argument. This
You kind of can in this context.
never happened in the manga. This never happened in the canon story whatsoever. So I'm not sure why you're taking examples from movies when there's literally like only a handful of fucking Z movies in general that are even canon to the story at all. And 2 of those fucking films take place in Super. 4, if he was alive, he wouldn't be able to get stronger and it would let more dangerous threats come to the Earth, and Gohan wouldn't be able to live his dream as a spirit. Oh my god. So firstly, where the fuck are you getting the idea that Goku cannot get stronger?
It's not that Goku can't get stronger, it's more so that Goku wouldn't be able to get as strong as he would if he's training in the afterlife. We even see that he would opt to do this rather than just like training normally, because it's a more efficient way to train.
Where was that stated? Oh, that's right. It wasn't. At no point was it ever stated that Goku training in Otherworld was going to be more effective than training on Earth, and even if he did want to...
It doesn't have to be stated, we can just come to the conclusion that it is based off what we've seen. We've seen consistently that whenever Goku trains on like King Kai's world, he becomes significantly stronger. And also, King Kai's world is in the afterlife. The afterlife, or at least part of the afterlife, where he trains there, he doesn't have to worry about his stamina loss. He doesn't lose stamina, because time doesn't affect his body the same way it does on Earth.
Train in Otherworld, he could just go to King Kai's. Or he could do what Vegeta was doing. Vegeta got stronger. Vegeta fucking trained on Earth and got stronger. Matter of fact, he kept pace with Goku.
He really fucking didn't. So within the Buu saga, Goku and Vegeta, they weren't equal before the Majin amp. Vegeta even like stated himself that he got a boost in power from Babidi. So obviously, if they're going equal after the boost in power, that would mean pre-boost in power, Goku is stronger.
He didn't unlock Super Saiyan 3, but as far as Super Saiyan 2 is concerned, his power didn't diminish in the fucking least. Vegeta got stronger by just training on Earth and Earth alone.
Yeah, it wasn't training as efficiently as Goku.
And what I'm saying is he could have fucking been resurrected and chose to stay in Otherworld. You know he could do that, right? He can.
However, whenever he is alive, there's still trouble on Earth. So obviously, he would opt to not be alive, right? So if Frieza's scoutmen said Goku died already, Frieza probably wouldn't have, tried to come after Goku, because he's fucking dead. However, if like the Frieza scoutmen saw Goku alive and say, well, he's alive now, so you can go fight him, then obviously Goku would still be endangering the Earth, even if he's not on the Earth.
Do that? You wanna know how I know he can do that? Because he regularly goes to King Kai's place all the fucking time. That place is in Otherworld. So why wouldn't he just do that? And come down every once in a while to visit his kids? It's not like the day or maybe week that he decides to come down to visit, there's gonna be a magical fucking threat that shows up. And don't use fucking Majin Buu as an example, because I've already debunked that happened whether Goku was there or not in fucking Trunks' timeline.
Worst fucking argument of all time. It doesn't matter whether that happened, because Goku didn't know that happened. That's just like something that shows Goku's deduction to be true, or conclusion to be true, right? Because all Goku knows is, I came to Earth, now there's a villain. I wasn't on Earth for 7 years. There wasn't a villain. I was dead for 7 years. No big villain. Come back for 1 day. Villain.
The only reason it went smoothly in Trunks' timeline is because he was getting help from the Supreme Kais, and there wasn't fucking Vegeta there to screw anything up with Goku helping. Well, I mean, again, Goku wasn't there either, but you get the gist. 5. After Goku Black told Goku what happened to Chi-Chi and Goten, he went over. Yeah. How is that being a good dad? Oh, he got
That more so shows love and compassion for his children.
angry because his wife and kid were murdered? Yeah. Anybody would.
Any good father would. If I hate my children, I'm not going to get nearly as mad as Goku did. But a good father, they would. A bad father wouldn't.
You could be a shit dad and still get fucking furious over something like that. What the fuck? If you were a bad dad, you wouldn't give a fuck. You are off your rocker. Genuinely, that is probably, I'm sorry, you're one of my mutuals, but that is 100% one of the worst takes I've ever heard in my life. You can be a bad father. Not hate your kids and still be a bad father. And get mad when they're dead.
Not really.
What is your definition of a good dad? Just somebody who loves his kids?
You ain't asking me, but what I would say is a good dad would be a father who does morally permissible things for their child, morally positive things for their child.
Do actions mean nothing to you? What the fuck? Express.
Actions have no morality in a vacuum, such as if I kill my son, usually that's going to be dignified as me being a bad father. But if I kill my son because there's a necessity that if my son dies, he will go to heaven and live in paradise forever, but it only happens within the next 5 seconds. So there's context there that makes it morally permissible and would make me a good father.
Love isn't enough. Spending time and actively doing things to help your kid progress through life. Those are good. Those are qualities of a good dad. Actively putting your kid in harm's way, left and fucking right.
The only time I can recount that this is the case off the top of my head is the Cell Saga. During the Saiyan Saga, he didn't have a choice. Piccolo kidnapped Gohan. Before Piccolo kidnapped Gohan, Raditz kidnapped Gohan. During the Buu Saga, he again didn't have a choice. He had to fight Vegeta in order to save people of Earth. During Resurrection F, he had to, actually get there to save his child. During Namek, he just wanted his son to go on a nice little adventure that wasn't going to be harmful at all, because as far as they know, Namek and the Nameks that live on it are a very peaceful race.
And then basically never seeing them, and then later admitting that you weren't even involved in raising them.
You're using Dragon Ball Daima, the non-canon shit that contradicts the story of Dragon Ball Z.
What the fuck, dude? That's straight from the horse's mouth. He said that. That is literally verbatim what he said. 6, he saved Gohan against Nappa and told him to go with Krillin because he didn't want to get... Oh, no. Okay, so this isn't an example of him being a bad dad, or a good dad, really.
Are you okay? Saving a child is morally positive. That's a good father action.
I'll give you this. He saved Gohan. That's a great thing to do as a father. Yes. Yes, that is good fatherly activity right there. Okay, so this isn't an example of him being a bad dad, or a good dad. But he didn't really tell Gohan to leave because he was concerned about him. He told him to leave because he wanted to fight Vegeta one-on-one. He said, you two aren't a part of the equation. This is my fight.
I'm starting to doubt if you watch Dragon Ball.
Gohan, Krillin, it's time for you guys to head back to Master Roshi's.
But Dad...
I see. Gohan, listen to your dad. Let's get going.
no, I can't go.
Don't you get it? I don't want to leave either. But these guys are in a different league altogether. That Saiyan could even use us against your dad if he got a hold of you or me and threatened to hurt us.
Daddy, is that true?
Yes, Gohan. Krillin's right. I'll be much better off if I face him alone.
All right, whatever you say.
He sent Krillin and Gohan off because it would be dangerous for them, and that would then be a hindrance for him. That's good father activity.
He literally said he doesn't want them to interfere. And then once he basically lost that fight, to the point where he was basically crippled, he wanted Gohan to be a temporary distraction, and he handed Krillin the freaking spirit bomb.
Just to clarify, that's the only way Gohan would have lived through that, so that's a good father action.
7, he wasted no time trying to save Gohan when he was captured by Raditz. Yeah, because he got beat up right in front of his kid, and his kid was nabbed. I'm pretty sure any father, good or bad, would make the fucking decision to go after them.
A bad father wouldn't. A bad father really wouldn't.
To get their kid back and beat the shit out of him. I'm positive that just about anybody would make that decision. Any father would make that decision, good or bad. Now, there's severities too bad. There are severities too bad. There are fucking god-awful fathers that don't give a shit about their children. At no point am I trying to say that Goku doesn't give a shit about his kids. If you think that's what my point was, you are off your rocker. Because you can give a shit about your kids and still be a bad dad. But yes, this I guess is an example of him being a good dad. We'll just say that. I'll concede this one. Okay, so this isn't an example of him being a bad dad or a good dad. He took care of Goten while he was working as a farmer. Not really. Goten was there, and he spent a little time with him. Not much, though. For the most part, he just ditched, right after he was done with work, he ditched it to go train on Whis' planet.
So, what this guy is saying is during the gap between Z and Super, Goku spent time with Goten, right? Goku spent time with Goten to help him, to do whatever he wanted with him. He spent time with Goten. That's what he's saying.
Like you are aware that the events of him meeting Beerus and shit doesn't happen all that long after Majin Buu, right?
5 years, in fact. End of Z is 784. Beginning of Dragon Ball Super is 689.
Goku came back from the dead again and said, oh, really, wow, that's... Okay, so another uncanon film. Really not doing anything with this. Dad, you actually hugged Goten the first time you saw him. Yeah. You don't have to be a good dad to hug your kid, who you haven't seen in... ever. Unlike Vegeta, who didn't even hug Trunks till he was about to blow himself up. I mean, yeah, that's because Vegeta is literally full of himself. He's an egotistical asshole. That's kind of like the main selling point of his character. He was never for family bonding. He was never for protecting his loved ones. Vegeta's not a good dad. At least not until after the Buu Saga. Because after the Buu Saga, he even bothered to completely avoid training altogether, and that's unheard of for Goku. just to be there for the birth of his daughter.
I mean, not really unheard of. I'm pretty sure he probably did it while he was raising Gohan and when Gohan was being born.
Goku. So at least 2 of your points were you basically using uncanon shit.
To clarify in this context, it doesn't matter because that's in Goku's character and it's not contradictory of Goku's character.
And several other of the points you tried to make either didn't have anything to do with him being a good father, or they were examples of something so minuscule that it does not even come close to outweighing all the terrible things he's done in his
I've saved my child's life 20 times, but I give a monster a sensu bean once, and suddenly I'm a bad guy, even though that was the only way to save my child, even though that was the only way for my child to live, for my child to become stronger, for my child to beat Cell and save the planet. But suddenly I'm the bad guy for doing that, right? Yeah, that's such a fucking stupid ass argument.
fatherly years. I still have yet to come against one good fucking argument for why Goku would not be able to return from Otherworld while alive, just periodically, every once in a while. Play around with the kids, be there for Goten's birth. Showing up on like birthdays or major holidays, I don't think that's asking too much. And as proven, if a threat really does show up, it's better to have Goku there. But all in all, you only made like 3 or 4 points tops that were even valid.
Your argument shit. We can debate about anytime, any day. Pick a time and date. I'll be there. Besides this upcoming Saturday. So, pick a time, pick a date, be there. I'll beat you.